Hello! Welcome to another weird, different video than before! This time we're going to be talking about his pre-stream because I saw some stuff on Twitter that sounded something interesting to talk about or to react. The mic is working. The mic is working, I know. My past few videos didn't work. The Endure the King is scrapped now because I didn't have the mic channel even on. Which is fucking, yeah, I'm a fucking idiot. But, I'm not gonna do the weekend preview either because Tevin did it already, so just watch his at that point. And it's a little too late at this point. It's like Wednesday, so there's really no point of watching his weekend preview. I will watch the one coming. I don't know about next week. I don't know. It depends on what I'm doing next week because I am going to be going on a trip this weekend, so more busy week ahead, but hey man, it is what it is, okay? So we're just gonna do this pre-stream. Decided might as well give you something if you are longing DSP content, if you're really wanting that, I guess. So let's watch this. Wait. He's bell in the wrong window.
Alright, hello folks, and welcome. How you doing? DSP here on today's gameplay stream. It is going to be the end game of Forza Horizon 3, a game that I picked up a week ago exactly today that I've been having a lot of fun with.
Yeah, Forza, the hot content.
Something different, something refreshing, something fun for me because it's racing, which I don't usually do. And I think it's been a good way to get this week past because let's face it, I think honestly what everyone's waiting for is the new releases. And the big news this morning, ladies and gentlemen, is the PlayStation VR is releasing in about a week's time. It's next week, actually.
Oh, hyping.
Okay. And the big news is that all the media outlets are reviewing it. A lot of positivity, some negativity. And I'll talk more about that as we get closer to it. I will be covering the PSVR in full. All right. But the thing is, I'm not even exaggerating here when I say this. There's about 30-some titles that will release along with the PlayStation VR next week. Now, when I say titles, I call it purposely titles instead of games, because a lot of these things that are releasing for it are not full games. A lot of these things are experiences, meaning they're probably only a couple hours long, if that. They're very short, kind of almost tech demos for what the PSVR can do.
What the fuck was that?
Some of those including things like Batman. There's a Batman one. There's going to be an Until Dawn on-rail shooter. There's going to be...
Wait, what?
There's going to be an Until Dawn on-rail shooter.
What?
There's going to be...
That doesn't make sense.
A bunch of puzzle games. There's going to be action games. There's going to be, sports, archery. Everything you could think of. Every gimmick that they do whenever one of these new peripherals releases. Remember when PS Move came out and they did all the same shit? It's going to be exactly the same. It really is. It's going to be exactly the same.
Yeah,
so really, what we're finding out
it's going to be exactly the same. Everyone watch me do the same shit you've seen me do before. Yay! Oh man, I'm just so excited for PlayStation VR. Way more than it was before. I mean, it was the same thing I got on my Wii, basically.
With all this information, I'm going to have to pick and choose which ones to play because there's so many. There's no way I'm going to be able to cover them all.
Honestly, the only VR game that I really wish I could play is Res Infinite. I loved Res. Didn't beat it, but I loved when I was playing it. It was great game.
Even if they're only 2 hours long, if there's 30 of them, how am I going to cover 60 hours of PSVR in a week? It's just not possible. So I'm going to have to pick and choose the ones that I think are more interesting and go from there. So anyway, the reason I'm bringing this up is because we've all been eagerly awaiting this string of new releases, right? And I think Forza was a good way for me to get this week kind of moving and keep me occupied, because now the new releases are hitting, starting this Friday. Mafia 3, Tuesday, Gears of War 4, and WWE 2K17. Later that week, the PlayStation VR.
I'm sorry, I've heard no interest in Gears of War 4. I mean, I'm interested in it, obviously, but I don't have an Xbox One, so I can't buy it. I'm probably going to get it, honestly, whenever I get the Scorpio. now that I hear that the Scorpio is now that I hear that Scorpio can be played on a standard HD TV, like on a 1080p, like I don't need a 4K TV to play it. So at this point, I might as well just wait for the Scorpio to come out. Then I'm gonna get Dead Rising 4 and Gears of War 4, assuming Dead Rising 4 won't come out on PS4.
The week after is Battlefield 1. By the way, also, I am aware that Duke Nukem is coming out. There's Duke Nukem 3D remaster, like remake game, that brings it into the modern era.
Oh my!
And I am considering playing that after I'm done with the PlayStation VR, if there's time before Battlefield 1 comes out.
That's hyped, right? You guys are hyped.
And also, hyped. Then, like I said, Battlefield 1, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2.
Dragon Ball
and then that
Xenoverse
last
2.
week of
Okay.
October, I'm debating what I'm going to play, because obviously the Dark Souls 3 DLC.
Yes. Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse was better than Battle of Z or whatever that shitty game was called, but I still don't even see that much of a hype for Xenoverse 2. Like, it's just like, cool, Xenoverse 2. I don't know, but whatever. I guess that's cool.
Comes out, and I'm going to be...
But how many times are we going to play through the Frieza saga, the same fucking shit we've been through? Every Dragon Ball Z game goes through the same shit. When are we just going to... There's so much Dragon Ball Z lore that we can just skip the beginning half of Dragon Ball Z. Like, I hated that. Hate that in Dragon Ball Z games.
But then you got Titanfall 2, which I might or might not do.
He's gonna play Titanfall 2. Don't worry. He's gonna fucking play it. He loves that game. He wants to. He sees that there's like views and controversy surrounding it. He's gonna fucking play that game. Yeah, he's not going to. Yeah, sure.
And we'll see. You know, we'll have to play
I guarantee he's gonna play that game. I guarantee. I'm like 90% sure he's gonna play it.
By year and see by the end of the month how much crazy shit have I been covering and what's left that I haven't done. You know?
You know?
So, holy crap. We've got a lot of stuff for the rest of this month, all starting this Friday. It's going to be full speed ahead starting Friday. So these next couple of days, honestly, today and tomorrow, are more of kind of more relaxed days, if anything else, okay? So what I'm planning on doing is today, I'm going to try to wrap up Forza Horizon 3. This live video, excuse me, because I had a bowl of cereal before we started here. As you can hear, it's...
A bowl of cereal? Dude, I had a bowl of cereal. I don't get fucking belches like that. Jesus Christ, man. There's some... Dude. Probably the fucking food he eats. Probably, if you look at his digestive tract, like, if you look at all that shit, it's probably, like, filled with greasy foods, and it's probably, like, not even No. No way does a bowl of cereal give you a belch like that. No.
Digesting.
Yeah, sure.
This stream will be about 3 to 3.5 hours of Forza gameplay. Alright? And if I don't finish it, I'm probably going to play it more tonight. I'm not going to stream later tonight, but I will record it. My goal is to try to finish this. I would really like to try to finish this. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I really would like to try to finish Forza Horizon 3 today. Originally, I was going to review it, but being that apparently I'm not even at the end yet, I don't think I can review it, so I think I'm just going to try to get through as far as I can. Tomorrow will be the conclusion of Dead Rising Remastered New Game Plus Run. I'm at the end game of it.
Yippee.
So all I'm going to be doing tomorrow is I'm going to be doing achievement hunting. I'm going to be trying to find some of the funny trophies and achievements that I can do in the game. And that's pretty much going to be the content of the stream until kind of time runs out and you get the ending of the game. So, tomorrow should be fun. And then...
Yeah, I'm sorry if you think his Dead Rising New Game Plus run is fun. It's not fun. It's just him doing what he did in Dead Rising, like, but without having to be without the constraints of I need to finish the game. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Of course, it all starts Friday.
While he cheeses the game with chainsaws, then complains about, oh man, this is so cheap. Oh, if only the bosses were more challenging. Well, then maybe try not using the cheese saws. No. I'll complain about the game being too easy, but I will not leave out the weapons that break the game. The game should be designed for me. Oh my god, I fucking hate people that fucking argue that. It's like, well, if they want challenge, it shouldn't be in the game. No, because the game doesn't fucking expect you to. The game assumes that you want to be challenged with the game. That's what the game expects you to do. It doesn't expect you to be like, no, no, do you really want the game to baby you to even give you a challenge? No, 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 no. What a fucking dumb argument. I am sorry. I fucking hate people that fucking try to defend people for cheesing games. There's no defense there. No.
Friday, the Mafia 3 Marathon this weekend. 2 sessions Friday, 2 sessions Saturday, a session on Sunday, and a possible 2 sessions Monday unless I finish it and I review it. So it's going to be wild, ladies and gentlemen.
Wild.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All
okay.
right. What else? Jeez, there's just so much going on. Ugh. I don't want to go too long on the pre-stream here today because I do want to jump back into Forza and try to get as far as I can.
Yeah.
Oh,
sure.
All right. Let's put it this way. I'm not going to go crazy with gratuitous plugs or anything, ladies and gentlemen. All right? I'm not. I'm just going to say 2 quick things about Patreon and then we'll get started. First off,
I don't know when he started.
FYI, if you were a September patron of mine and you pledged and you need to get a perk, like for example, you need to get your forum account upgraded so you can start nominating horror games for the marathon on Halloween, no worries. I got all your messages. I've collected them together, and I'm going to be sending them to my webmaster tonight. So that should go to the webmaster Onyx tonight, and he should be able to upgrade you over the next couple of days, and then you'll have over a week to nominate horror games for this upcoming horror marathon. All right? Number 2, ladies and gentlemen, since I've realized that there's going to be a lot of people probably tuning in recently or coming up with all these new releases who normally don't, all right? I wanted to get my stuff together, and I did. Last night, I took some time. I have set up the October Patreon goal, all right? The October Patreon goal.
Hyped?
I'll show you what it is right now. I hope you're all ready, all right? It's going to be a dance-a-thon. No, it's not. Yes, I'm going to play all dancing games, and I'm going to hurt my back, and then you won't see me for weeks. No, I'm not going to be doing that. The October Patreon...
Well, you did dancing games in the past. Okay.
Goal is the return of one that I've done in the past that was very, very successful. I've done it multiple times, and people liked it every time, but I haven't done it for a long time now, so I figured now is the time to bring it back. It is.
Now is the time.
The Indie Games Marathon, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, same old shit. Like his Darkest Dungeon here, well, that's a game that he's gonna play for his Halloween marathon, so that's a nitpick. That's kind of nitpicky. I don't really care that he has fucking Darkest Dungeon in this picture. It doesn't matter to me, but maybe this will be an opportunity for people to nominate Skullgirls 2. Oh, Skullgirls Second Encore. It's not the sequel. Skullgirls Second Encore. Man, if he plays that game.
Indie games. I have not played an indie marathon since the beginning of this year. It was actually one of the very first Patreon goals for 2016.
Yippee.
Was that I did an indies marathon, and it's been a long time since I did one. All right. So if we hit my Patreon funding goal for this month, which is the same as it is every month, I never changed it or anything. And if you pledge $5 or more by the end of the month, midnight on October 31st. You will be able to nominate and then vote on what indie games I'll be playing in a 6 to 7 hour long marathon at the end of November. I'll try to schedule it in there. Probably during that week that I'll be playing Final Fantasy 15 nonstop. I'll probably squeeze it in there one of those days as a break. Okay. Now, the thing that about these indie marathons is because they're a lot of fun, and what ends up happening is I end up getting exposed to games that either I missed out on or I just didn't have a chance to play, and I get these cool experiences to find out if these are games that I want to continue on, all right? So, FYI, some of the games that I played in the past in these indie marathons that I absolutely loved were games like Hotline Miami, Papers, Please.
Yeah, he really loved Hotline Miami. That's why he instantly started to get into the second one, right? Because he really loved Hotline Miami. Yeah, okay, sure.
Last year we had To the Moon, and that's just a few. There's probably about a million.
By the way, did they ever announce a release date for Mother Russia Bleeds for PS4? And before you guys say, "Whoa, you can get it on your Mac should be able to run it." No, I want to play on my PS4. Laziness.
Freaking games I've played in these indie marathons, all right? And
but he loves Hotline Miami
later on into full playthroughs. So I actually put some suggestions.
Yeah, it turns into full playthroughs. Remember Hotline Miami? Yeah, did that turn into a full playthrough? No, it didn't. he kept hiding it behind paywalls, and then was able to beat the game. So yeah, he really loved Hollow Miami, guys.
Tier of a couple of games on my screen here that you can see that were released this year, considered indie games, that I did not play because I was too busy. One of them was called Anzu. I guess it's from the same people who made Journey. It's supposed to be a game where you're swimming underwater like a scuba diver. One of the most beautiful games ever made that I didn't play and no one talked about. And to the right there, you've got Darkest Dungeon.
I'm actually surprised by that because these people did like Journey, Flow, Flower, like all those games. No one would stop talking about. They're like, oh my god, they did Flow and now they're doing Flower. Great. That game was okay. Oh, now they're doing Journey. Oh my god, dude. And then as it came out, and like there wasn't anything about it. I don't think. At least it didn't come across my radar. The only person that was talking about it was Dragon Killer. So there you go.
Darkest Dungeon is a game that a lot of people wanted me to play earlier this year, and simply put, I just didn't have time for it. Well, now it has just recently released for the PlayStation 4, making it even easier and more accessible for me to play.
Yeah, it's not like it's nominated for the horror game marathon. No. Now it can be in the Patreon Indies marathon. Good job looking at your own freaking forums, Phil.
So yeah, that's kind of the deal. I mean, those are some examples. Those aren't necessarily games I'm 100% playing, but those are games that I consider playing. You know, it's all up to the patrons. Whoever pledges $5.
Yeah, he's trying to like kind of influence the patrons to vote for these games. In my opinion, when he talks about these games, like the reason why he has those thumbnails is to influence the viewers to go for those games. But people who wanted Darkest Dungeon have left. They're gone. They're gone, Phil. And Azo, I don't think anyone gives a shit for, but he's still praying for those.
Or more, if we hit the funding goal, they'll be nominating and voting, and these are just two examples of games that you could nominate and vote on. I'm sure there's tons more indie games that have been released this year that people would be interested in seeing. This is just a few examples. And as I said, you know, if I play these games during an indies marathon for, you know, a couple hours each, and I end up enjoying them, you know, what's to say that I won't go ahead and play them as full playthroughs at a future date? You know what I mean? So it's great. It's great, and it's certainly going to be a fun thing. I hope we hit the goal. I'm going to be talking about this all month, so get your ears ready. I'll be mentioning this ridiculous amounts of times this month, every single day.
Wow. You know, usually he does that near the end of the month to rally people to do miracle pledges, but now he's doing it every day. But he does nice,
because I really would like to hit the funding goal and have this for November. And by the way, I already know what I'm doing for December, but I'm not going to spoil yet. You know, I already know what the final kind of event for the year is going to be.
I have a feeling it's going to be another scam multiplayer reward. It's going to be that. But you know, the other thing I've noticed about his goals, I think the reason why it is the way that it is because usually when people have goals, they stay in like their history. Like let's go to Patreon. We're gonna do a little Patreon. Go to Mega 64's Patreon, for example. So see how they have these arrows? Like they have the first goal that they reached. That stayed there. Then they have a second goal that's, you know, this much. So it's reached. Notice how they stay in the queue of Patreon. Like, you can go back to see their old goals. And then you have this, and this one is the book. The book has not been reached. But the version 4 has been reached. Woo! I'm excited. But see how these stay there? Because I think these goals, from what this looks like to me, is that they're supposed to last for a long time. These are for outstanding goals to reach. So, you know, well, Phil, he has to like kind of I think he erases the goal the next month. And when that happens, it fucks up the total. I think that's what's going on. That's why the goal is always fucked up. Is because he erases the goals. He doesn't add goals and does that. I mean, again, I don't know how Patreon does this, or like, you know, why some people you can like look at their previous goals. But let's even go to a more niche Patreon account. This is kind of like a sequel to my Patreon video, apparently. But see how you can even go back to her goals? Like, you have this goal, and you have that goal, and all that. Because I don't think she deletes previous goals. She just kind of adds to them, and that's what happens. And again, like, as I said, like, great rewards. Oh, tight banner. Oh, that's a really nice banner. I like this banner a lot. Yeah, so, like, see, like, you can kind of go through their old, goals. Because I think Phil deletes his goals. That's why. That's why it's like that. Because, you notice how you go here, like, you can't go back and forth between the goals, because he keeps one at a time. He doesn't add other goals. So that, to me, is kind of weird. But whatever. He doesn't... Because, like, that's the thing, like, you could do, like, next month's goal, then he has, like, the other month's goal, as a secondary goal or something. I don't know. But it's whatever, because he wants to keep count of how much money he makes. But see, it doesn't say that he reached it, but he says, this is for... He talks about it... Well, hold on a fuck, he's talking about his new goal, and he didn't even update his goal yet. He didn't update Patreon yet. What? Okay. Good job, Phil. Good job.
But I'm not going to spoil it. We'll talk about that next month. Okay.
That laugh.
All right. So anyway, outside of all this, the only other thing, as I could say, obviously, my girlfriend Leanna has her own soap business, and you can check that out at Etsy.com /shop /the black current. I won't even go into detail about that today, but I don't know how many of you. I actually want to get a little bit of polling here. Not really polling, but feedback from the stream chat. How many of you actually watched me play the Outlast 2 demo last night, and what did you think of it? Yeah, if you saw me play the Outlast 2 demo last night, what is your opinion of it? Because I was intrigued, and I'm going to be honest with everyone. Right off the bat, I liked it, I think, better than the first game. And I know that's hard to say from a 20-minute demo.
What?
But the reason I think that it's going to be better than the first game is because the first game, you were stuck inside of this asylum for the entire game, right? You were in the entirety of the game.
Outlast now. Okay.
You were stuck inside of the asylum. And yeah, there were parts where you went outside of the asylum and you wandered around and you're trying to find other ways to sneak around and stuff. But it was pretty much a one-trick pony. There's going to be these crazy assholes from the asylum trying to kill you.
Okay.
Right? The Outlast 2 looks like it's going to be some crazy amount of variety, because not only are you on this kind of hick town in the middle of nowhere, right? And of course they're all crazy ass hicks trying to kill you or whatever. But then there's also these scenes where you're inside of like modernized places. Like there's a scene where you're inside of a school. And that looked awesome. It looked like, for variety's sake, that could be really fun to be going between different locations and stuff. So I like that. And I think that could lend itself to some variety, which Outlast 1 didn't have it. You know what I mean? Outlast 1 was a lot of the same until the very end. The very end of Outlast 1 had the revelation of what the game was about, and that was a little bit different. But if this game has you going between different kinds of locations and stuff, I think that could be a really great game. The only thing that sucks, it's not out this year. I know, and that's disappointing to a lot of people, I know, because we haven't had any good survival horror in so long, man. We just haven't. There hasn't been any good survival horror in a long-ass time. And I'm looking for a good survival horror. I think the next good survival horror game that's a new one that might come out might be Resident Evil 7 in January, right?
That might come out. It's coming out, but whatever.
We're going to have a wait here till we finally get one.
Well, of course. I mean, survival horror is a very hard genre to be successful, because a lot of game developers rely on such base levels of things. It's just whatever.
All right. So anyway, if you haven't watched it yet, it's about 25 minutes long, my run through the demo, because I talk a little bit at the beginning and at the end of what I thought about it. Give it a look. Pretty fun. And I'm looking forward to that game next year for sure. Okay?
Who would have thought the sequel would be better than the first game, right?
All right, that's pretty much it. we're going to get started right now with Forza. Don't want to delay it any further. Just want to get into it. So, thank you for being patient, those of you that are here.
Say some crazy shit.
And, you know, Forza action for you. See how far we can get and go from there. All right. Thanks, everybody. Here we go. All right, everyone. Before we get started, I'm actually going to blow my nose because my nose is bothering me.
Oh,
so I'm going
to
blow my nose quickly. And, and then we'll get started. Give me a second here.
What the fuck was that? Oh! What?
Ugh.
Ugh. He couldn't mute the mic? Okay, yeah, hyped content.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, headphones on. I'm actually going to up the bass in my headphones for this session since I like to have a lot of bass with the music, the soundtrack of the game. There we go.
Okay.
Alright, here we go. Oh, wait a minute. You actually need to see, don't you? You don't want to just stare at my freaking plugs card all day on the stream. You'd actually like to see the game, huh?
But see how he didn't, like, plug the other shit? Because it's all there. He could have just, that's what he could just be doing, but say he's like, oh, well, my girlfriend Leanna.
Huh? That's what you came to see? Gameplay? You didn't just come to hear me talk non-stop for like 3 hours of the gameplay is just like an excuse for the stream, which apparently a lot of streamers do.
Hold on,
hours
what the
of the gameplay is just like an... You didn't just come to hear me talk non-stop for like 3 hours of the gameplay is just like an excuse for the stream, which apparently a lot of streamers do.
But you don't watch other streamers, and you talk for the majority of your streams, and the game is just there.
I don't get it.
I don't get it. While he does the same... What the fuck is this complaint? This complaint is so random. What? That's like me saying, like, oh, some people watch Phil and do a video and talk over him, and they do these kind of videos to get attention, and I don't know. It's like blaming people for doing the same thing that I'm doing, and then but trying to say that I'm doing something different. Like, no, I'm making a fucking DSP video and just out of fun and shit. Okay.
I don't fucking get it. Sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna be honest with everyone. I really don't find any person on planet Earth entertaining enough to just go to their stream just because you're like in love with them and then pay them money to get a shout out on the fucking stream.
What? But you have people who pay $1 get a text shout out at the end of every weekend preview. People have to pay for that. Same with Ask the King. You can do verbal thank yous or verbal shout outs to your $20 patrons. They pay you because they love you and they want to support you. But you don't get why people support other streamers that get the same reward. What the fuck is this complaint? Okay, let's continue.
Like, none of that makes any sense to me.
It doesn't make any sense to him, but he does the same shit that other streamers... Okay.
You know, you want to see me come play a game and you like my personality and you enjoy me doing commentary over a game, that's one thing. But to just go, oh, I don't care what the fuck this person's playing today. I like them so much, I'm going to go and pay them money to...
Who are these people? Everyone who paid these streamers money and shit like their stream and they like their personality, all this shit because they like their gameplay, their videos. They like their videos, like all that stuff. People who pay for iFi, I think that's how you pronounce her name, when they donate to her Patreon, the people who donate to Mega64, they don't like. It's not like, oh, I like these people. I don't care what they do. Give them money. No, people who donate to iFi's Patreon like her artwork. They like her stream that she does. And her streams are really cool. They're on Picarto.tv. Her streams are very nice. Her community is a very nice group of people. Mega64, same shit. They like their videos. They like their podcast. All that shit. But Phil's making this weird argument about people who he can't even prove. Who are these people? But he's gonna go with the mainstream people that have like thousands. he's gonna go with like the most base mainstream people that anyone knows about, because obviously if they're making a lot of money, there must be something fishy about that, right?
Get a shout out on their stream while they completely just don't even pay attention to the fucking game they're playing, and the quality of the gameplay is shit, but it's fun.
Says the guy who had audio delay in all of his videos and doesn't know why, doesn't even try to fix it, but his quality is the best, guys.
Because it's their stream, right? You know there's humans all over the planet. You know there's humans next door to you right now that you can go interact with. And guess what? You don't have to pay them anything.
What is this sudden... What the fuck did this come from? He's shitting on people for liking other people, basically. He's like, well, you have to pay them money to give you a shout out. But you take money to give shout outs! What the fuck? And you have to beg for people to come to your streams when you do the Dead Rising playthrough so you get your hand held. And you get emails. What the fuck, dude? Where the fuck did this sudden outburst come from? Out of nowhere! It's not like PewDiePie or any other fucking YouTuber under the sun said, fuck DSP, he's a bitch, fuck him, and then he's reacting to that. No. Okay.
I don't know. I just don't get it.
Well, he stays inside his fucking house and doesn't interact with anyone else in his gated community. He lives in a gated community, stays inside his house, doesn't interact with anyone, and he's talking about other people and how they interact with other people. Wow.
It's just me, I guess.
Wow.
Made me lose my mind with this shit.
He lost his mind.
Alright. Let's get this sucker booted up.
He already lost his mind. That whole thing didn't need to exist. Does it say anything else that I should know about? Silence. Hyped content right here. Stay silent for the loading times.
Take me away.
Oh, now he's singing. Great.
16 average collisions per race. Did you read that? Every race I have 16 collisions on average. Holy shit, what a stat.
Yeah, because you fucking suck at driving, probably. Does it say anything else?
Alright. Vroom vroom, motherfucker!
Okay, I assume he doesn't.
Hey, Twinkle Toes. There's a driver who's got a bit of a following.
All right.
It might be worth bringing them into your lineup.
Welcome back, Twinkle Toes.
Woo woo! Twinkle Toes, baby,
There was
Twinkle
a
Toes!
rumor
Not a
about
clown,
bonfire
guys.
Get this shit outta here.
Investigate
Get this outta here.
Would you?
Alright, let's take a look at the map and get her to shut the fuck up. She won't shut up. Oh wait, actually, hold on.
Hold on. Wait.
Alright, folks, welcome to another session of...
He had to hit click to stop recording. That hit. Amazing.
Forza. And, I wanted to check. It says there's a car pack available. What the hell is this?
Amazing.
Let me guess. Something to buy with real money, right?
The whole part wasn't recorded. The whole thing where he's complaining about other streamers and all that shit is not recorded, but now it's recorded. Okay, wow. Wow, alright, well that's it. Apparently that's all he said. That was just fucking amazing. Amazing content, right? Glad I got it. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed both these videos. See you next time.